Hello and welcome to Box Star Stamping. Tonight I want to show you some more ideas you can use with the Snowflake Wishes bundle. This time we are going to use the dies. So this is the beautiful stamp set. We will be using the sentiment Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas, and on the inside we're going to use May Your Season Sparkle along with a few of the, actually I think it's this one on the inside, the snowflake stamps. May your season sparkle. In my prototype here, I used Pool Party as my card base and Balmy Blue as my matte layer. But I decided to change things up a bit, so we are going to use actually Thick Whisper White. I felt like the Balmy Blue kind of overpowered the Pool Party and wasn't showing as well. So I'm going to change it up for this video. We are going to use a few dies as well. So when I say bundle, I mean the stamp set and the dies, which I keep on the inside of my case. And you'll notice some dies are missing because we're going to use those. And if you buy them together as a bundle, you save 10%. If you plan on purchasing any items from today's video, and your order is less than $150, please use this host code right here. If your order is over $150, you will get your own benefits. So if you have any questions, please let me know. All right, so we will get started with a layer of Thick Whisper White. If I'm going to make it as a card base, I always use thick. I just like the way it feels better. So I'm going to move this one out of the way, and my Snowflake Wishes stamp set out of the way. All right, so I'm going to bring in my bone folder. That is my dog shaking his collar. Sorry about that. So I'm going to use my Thick Whisper White card base, and I have creased it very well so it stays nice and flat. I have cut a mat of Balmy Blue, and I do have two of them because I'm going to use one for the inside as well. All right. So there's my Balmy Blue mat. Apparently my dog is very itchy. Sorry about that one. I am using the Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper, and this is the piece I'm using. This is the back side. I love it too. My favorite colors are blue and purple, so this stamp set is this paper is one of my absolute favorites. I do love snow, so this is actually one of my favorite stamp sets as well. All right, so we're going to put that right there. Then I have a layer of Whisper White 3 3/4 by 1 for my sentiment. But we are going to be using the Banners Pick-a-Punch. We're going to use this one. So this punch, you can cut 3 different widths, the 1/2 inch, the 3/4, or the inch. And I have the inch today. Here's how I figured out the length, how long I needed this to be. I took my stamp, put it on my block, and then I used my grid paper, and I saw that it was a little over, it was close to 3 1/4 inches. So, but somewhere between 3 1/4. So what I found for this punch is if you add 3/4 of an inch longer than you actually need it, it turns out the perfect length. So to use it, you can do it like this and punch it. I like to watch, so I flip it over. Okay, and I want to use this one, making sure that it's in the middle. See how that cuts that off so nicely. All right, so I follow the track for the 1 inch, and when I get to the end, I like to watch it just to make sure it is evenly spaced. There we go. So there is that. Now, I am feeling real lucky because I only cut one, so let's hope I don't mess this one up. All right, and then I have this lovely Pool Party ribbon that we're going to put in the middle. We're going to put our sentiment on there. But first, I need to do some stamping. So I am going to bring out my Stampin' Pierce mat, which I use all the time when I'm using my photopolymer stamps. And I'm going to put a piece of scrap paper down, or in this case, I'm using my miniature grid paper. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp the middle. All right, so the middle one, we are going to use the May Your Season Sparkle stamp. Put it on a block. Get out my Balmy Blue Stampin' pad. Some of you are wondering what that is. When I watercolor, I squeeze my pad while it's closed. I give it a good squeeze. And then I can use this side with my water brushes and use it to watercolor, and then it's there for the next time I need it. So if you ever see that, you're like, why is that? That looks terrible. Yes, yes it does. All right. So I've got May Your Season Sparkle, and hopefully I've got this on here straight. One way to find out, press straight down and press straight up, or lift straight up. I'll take it. All right, I'm gonna take my Snowflake. This time, instead of doing first generation, I've decided I want it a little bit lighter. So I'm going to stamp off once, and there is still plenty of ink on here. It does not look like it, but there is. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of put this one in the corner, like that. Press down. See what I mean? It's the same shade of blue, but it's just a little lighter. It just adds a little bit of variety. And I'm going to have this one a little bit off the paper. We're going to do one more. All right, we're going to put this one, a happy little snowflake, down here. And then that leaves me plenty of room to write something to whoever gets this card. All right, can't close up my ink pad yet. Still have the sentiment to stamp. All right, I'm going to line that one up. All right, so it says Snowflake wishes for a Merry Christmas. All right, so I'm going to get that as centered as I can. Now, let's see how we did. One way to find out. It's okay if it sticks. It's okay. Just get under there and kind of pop it out. There we go. All right. Now, I've noticed with Balmy Blue, when it first appears on your paper, it is dark, but it will dry much lighter than it is right now. So while it dries, I'll set it up here. Put this over here. I want to show you this blue glimmer paper because it is gorgeous. It is so sparkly. And the cool thing is there's no glitter. There's no glitter. There's no glitter. I have cut this many different times with different dyes and no glitter. No glitter mess at all. So the dyes we're going to use this evening I have up here. We're using that one, and that one, and that one. I'm going to put those on my glimmer paper and run those through my die cutting machine. And through the magic of a video, what? I have them done already. What do you know? All right, you don't need to watch me die cut. So there we go. We have our snowflakes. So at this point, we are ready to assemble. We have everything ready. So I'm going to move this out of the way. We don't need that anymore. Get my stamp out of the way. Don't need that anymore. It's time to put this card together. All right, the beautiful sparkly pool party ribbon. So I like how it says May Your Season Sparkle because this is sparkly and the glimmer paper is so sparkly. All right, so first we're going to use our Tombow multi-purpose glue. We're going to adhere this layer to the Balmy Blue layer. Don't need too much. That's probably way more than I actually needed. That's okay. All right, so when I am placing a card front, I'm going to look at 3 sides and make sure that they have the same space around them, the same border. And then I'm going to drop this end. I'm not going to press yet. I'm going to assess whether I like it or not. And I think this side could go up just a smidge. And now it looks good. Now I will press straight down and rub my glue in. I don't do that until I've made sure that it is as centered as I like it. Is it perfect? Nope. Not gonna let it bother me. All right, and I want to put this here. Now there are several ways you can adhere this ribbon. A lot of people use Scotch tape. That is fine. Some people use glue dots. Some people use their tape runner. I'm going to use my glue dots. I peel back one. I stick this end on. I press and I pull straight off. And then I do that with the other end. It's a little less messy than a tape runner or glue. Like that. Okay. So now I'm going to flip it over. Stick it like that. Flip it over. Now, I'm going to use my grid paper to help me get it on straight. All right, it's stuck to my finger, but that is okay. So I think I'd like it right there. So I've lined it up. I've got my card straight here. I'll hold my card down. That end moved, but this end didn't, so I'll go ahead and do this end first. Then I will move this one back up and over. There we go. Then I like to flip it down using the bottom line as my dark line. And then I look and it looks pretty good to me. So now I can glue this onto my card front or my card base. Since I know it is, I always put a little glue on the ribbon itself. All right, so my card base of thick Whisper White. Yes, I do like this better than the pool party card base. All right, and again, I'm gonna look, I want it bumped up just a smidgen before I press it down permanently. You have a little bit of time when you use glue. If you don't use glue, then you're kind of stuck. You could take it off, but sometimes it bends. All right, now I'm gonna press down. All right, to put my sentiment on, I'm going to use my mini dimensionals, which I apparently, when I was cleaning up, I moved over here. There they are. Okay, so my mini dimensionals, I'm going to put 3 on here, and I'm not gonna put them in the middle because that's where my ribbon is going to be. So I want them to not be on my ribbon. And apparently my dog is scratching himself yet again. I am so sorry. My dog's name is Elvis. He is a beagle. And he is my shadow. All right, I want to pull the dimensionals off the back. I just use my fingernail for that. Some people use their pick a tool. I just use my fingernails. All right, there we go. So now I'm going to center it-ish, however you feel it needs to be. There we go. I'm going to give it a good press down so it can really get to that, just in case it is on some ribbon. All right, now I'm going to put my bigger snowflake down here, my medium one-ish up here, and my smaller one over here-ish. And it can be wherever you want it. Okay. I'm going to use some micro glue dots. Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry these. We carry the mini ones. And the mini ones are just too big for the center of these little snowflakes. Now, you can roll one up. Absolutely. I'm going to use these because I like them. Boop. And it fits right in the middle. So we're going to do that. And peel off another one. And this one's the smallest, but it fits. It fits. You gotta line it up real well. Press down and then pull straight off, and don't rip the ends of your snowflakes off, which I believe are called tendrils. Maybe, I think so. All right, and one more. Then we'll move on to the center of our card. Okay, so that is the front of my card. Next, we need to put our greeting and on our matte layer. So I'm going to do that by using just a tiny bit of glue. Not too much. You don't need much at all. Don't need much at all. Smallest little bit. Don't need much. Don't need much. That glue is so strong. Alrighty, so put that on my matte layer here. And now put it in the center of my card. I always do a little swirl in the middle. I don't know why. I just must have gotten the habit of doing that. So may your season sparkle. All right. Scoot that over just a smidgen because I can, because I used glue. So this is a bit of a stepped up version using this stamp set. I want to show you the ones I made previously that don't require the dies or ribbon. This one just used the stamp set and nothing else. This one used a different sheet of the designer series paper, and I actually added some of our blue adhesive backed gems as well. So 3 different versions using the same stamp set, and they are all beautiful, and I am sure my recipients will enjoy getting these for Christmas. So if you have any questions, please let me know. My email is boxstarstamping@gmail.com. If you are going to place an order and need a host code, here it is for November. And please be sure to like this and subscribe so you can catch all of my future videos. I would greatly appreciate it, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.